Forget all the troubles and blues. Dive into the blue. Oh yes, talk to the fish.
Fantastic evening, everyone. Welcome to Talk to the Fish, where we make diving easier. I'm your host, Jack, whose mission is to prove that size doesn't matter. Though I must admit, finding a suit my size remains challenging. Tonight's show focuses on helping you become better divers, which coincidentally helps you avoid sitting on us by accident. Speaking of sitting, meet Regis, the instructor whose navigation rivals GPS, though once he got sidetracked by a stunning coral mid-lesson.
Thanks, Jack. Always a pleasure to join a host whose enthusiasm matches a dolphin at feeding time.
Tonight, a question from the viewer Coral Crazy Surfaces. These gradient factors sound as complicated as explaining math to a grouper. Well, it's already a challenge getting a grouper to solve a Sudoku puzzle.
Gradient factors. The topic spawns heated debates on diving forums.
Regis, could you explain what these GF or gradient factors actually are? I've heard they're more adjustable compared to my neighbor's ability to change colors.
Gradient factors adjust your decompression stops. They control how much dissolved gas your body is allowed to carry during ascent.
Imagine controlling the speed of your ascent like adjusting the water temperature, but instead of comfort, we're talking about safety. Now, what makes these factors so special?
First, they offer increased conservatism in decompression schedules, reducing DCS risks, especially beneficial for divers with specific health considerations.
So it's similar to having a personal safety instructor minus the constant fin wagging.
It's indeed a close guard. But for recreational divers, it's less crucial since they stay within no decompression limits anyway.
Much as I avoid straying too far from my anemone.
These factors also allow personalized decompression profiles based on individual physiology and dive patterns.
Tailor-made security at its finest. And I heard there's something about deep stops in technical diving.
Yes, GFs help incorporate deep stops, additional pauses during ascent that may reduce microbubble formation.
Now that's what I call taking control of your dive. Regis, how do these gradient factors work? I want to understand faster than when I realized that hiding behind transparent anemones was a bad idea.
It starts with something called the Bühlmann algorithm, a mathematical model that calculates nitrogen absorption in your body during a dive.
Wait, you're telling me someone managed to turn nitrogen absorption into math? That's more impressive than my talent for finding cleaning stations.
It's fascinating indeed. I mean, this algorithm. It thinks of your body like a sponge with different layers. Each layer soaks up and releases water, nitrogen, at its own speed.
Similar to how different areas of a reef respond differently to the tides. Some quick, some taking their sweet time.
You've nailed a good analogy. Each body tissue has a limit for how much nitrogen it can hold. This limit is called an M value.
To be clearer for all clownfish, it's like the maximum number of us that can safely shelter in an anemone before someone gets pushed out.
Now, gradient factors act as adjustable safety margins for these M values. When you modify them, you're essentially telling your computer to be more or less conservative with these limits.
More stretchy in some places, tighter in others, depending on what you need, guaranteed to keep you safe, or at least bouncing.
By adjusting these factors, you're fine-tuning how close to the theoretical maximum limits you're willing to go.
It's why divers get so excited about this. It's all about control and safety. Though I must admit, it's trickier than organizing a hermit crab housing lottery. Let's make this practical.
Think of it as a GPS with two key points, GF low and GF high. GF low tells you where to start your decompression stops.
So if I set a lower number for GF low,
you will start your stops deeper and take more time coming up.
And the GF high? I suppose it's not about getting high on a puff of smoke.
That rather determines how close to the theoretical limits you can get near the surface. Lower GF high means longer, shallow stops.
Get me some examples. I need something more precise than somewhere between the surface and the bottom.
Many start with the couple 30-85. That's 30% for GF low and 85% for GF high. It means you start deep and be cautious near the surface. However, experience shows this is too cautious for recreative divers.
Too cautious? That's like me having an entourage of sea urchins for backup.
Exactly, that's why many divers prefer 50-85s or even 75-85s. With 75, you're starting your stops much shallower, perfect in recreative diving.
So it's all about finding your sweet spot. But who decides what numbers to pick? Much like finding the VIP seat for the underwater ballet.
Each diver needs to find their ideal combination, considering their computer's capabilities and personal factors.
Ah, just as I selected my anemone based on my specific needs. View of the reef, proximity to food, and quality of tentacles.
Precisely. Consider your health, fitness, age, and remember, deeper or longer dives might need more conservative settings.
Now that makes sense. It's about knowing yourself, as well as a fish knows water. Before we reach the surface, Regis, any final thoughts to share with our audience?
Remember, gradient factors are like desert portions. Personal choice, but moderation is key.
And that's all we have time for on Talk to the Fish. Today's show turned rather mathematical. Who knew a clownfish could tally more than the spots on its own tail? Next week, we'll explore the art of underwater navigation with a hammerhead shark, who insists that swimming in zigzags is the shortest path between 2 points. Until then, remember, if you see me hiding behind a coral, pretend you didn't notice my terrible attempt at camouflage. This is Jack, signing off.
Forget all the troubles and blues. Dive into the blue. Oh yes, talk to the fish.